What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40k. Once again, we are going to be splitting the lore and the stats for these awesome dreadnoughts that belong to none other than the Emperor's finest, the Adeptus Custodes. So today we are looking at the Galatus and the Achilus pattern of Contemptor dreadnoughts, while Gershwin is going to give you some lore on the actual chassis of this dreadnought, the Contemptor. After that, I will go over their weapons, their war gears, and a few tactics to use on the tabletop for these awesome dreadnoughts. And with that being said, guys, let's dive right in.
We all know that when a Space Marine is in a near-death state, or can somehow be revived after a battle, their bodies are placed inside of a cybernetic sarcophagus called a Dreadnought. These Dreadnoughts are armed with the Imperium's deadliest weapons so that the Battle Brothers entombed inside can continue to serve humanity even in their death. However, the design of the modern-day Dreadnought is not the first or even the best Dreadnought pattern in existence. One of the most powerful Dreadnoughts is the Contemptor pattern Dreadnought. This ancient relic predates the Imperium of Man and was a powerful weapon used during the Unification War, when the Emperor of Mankind still walked amongst humanity. Evidence of their ancient origins exists in the form of sacred chapter Memento Mori and other Imperial monuments raised long ago on worlds such as Necromunda and Loren Alpha. This suggests that the Contemptor pattern Dreadnought played an integral part in the earliest Astarte forces raised on Terra for the Great Crusade.
The biggest difference between the Astarte variant of the Contemptor and that of the Custodes is that they have much more stronger and highly regarded weapons and war gear. To make full use of the half-dead yet powerful Custode pilot within, the Contemptor Achilus and Galatus pattern were outfitted with artificial wrought weapons, armor, and systems. Due to this, each one of these marvels of technology are far more valuable and deadly than any Astarte war machine. These weapons of war were essentially just as phenomenal as any Custode in battle, being able to match their speed and martial prowess of the Emperor's finest, if not outright surpass it. The Contemptor Achilus pattern Dreadnought was the most widely used variant within that of the Adeptus Custodes. It was armed with a Dread Spear, which was essentially a massive version of the standard Guardian Spear, and it was also able to change out its secondary weapons depending on the enemy at hand. These included a Lastrum Storm Bolter, an Infernus Incinerator, or a pair of twin-linked Adrathic Destructors. The Achilles was truly a sight to behold, yet fear. The sub-variant, Contemptor Galatus Dreadnought, improved the design of the Achilles, making it much more stronger and better armed in combat, all thanks to its massive Praesidium shield. This nearly impregnable defense was coupled with the Galatus Warblade, which of course included a built-in Infernus Incinerator. Now, as strong as each Adeptus Custode is, not many fell and were able to pilot these machines of war. It is said that during Magnus's betrayal, there was less than 100 of these two types of dreadnoughts being used. So that kind of goes to show you just how strong and resilient the finest golden warriors of the Emperor truly are. Now, with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual rules and stats for these two awesome Contemptor dreadnoughts. Now, when we actually look at the stats for these guys, they are pretty terrifying. They both have a movement of 9 inches, a 2-up for both weapon skill and ballistic skill, strength and toughness of 7, 9 wounds each, 5 attacks, leadership is 8 with a 2-up save. So that stat line is nothing to scoff at. Before, it used to be a degrading stat line, but now it's going to be this monstrous stat line for 9 of those wounds. And each one of these types of dreadnoughts is skilled for close combat for the most part, but depending on the armaments that you equip them, you could make them a little bit more anti-horde or anti-vehicle, but still, these guys are gonna wreck. So let's start off by looking at the Contemptor Galatus Dreadnought. So for the weapons, he's got the Galatus Warblade, which in melee is a strength user, which of course is 7, minus 3 AP, dealing 3 damage. Now this is really good, because 5 attacks, if you roll really good, you could potentially be doing 3 damage at minus 3, but the kicker here is that every time it fights, you make an additional D3 attacks with this weapon. So you could maybe even have up to 8 attacks, dealing 3 damage at minus 3 AP. Pretty much anything you point this guy at is going to be reduced to slag and rubble. Now, in the shooting phase, you can use your Warblade to shoot, albeit it's only a 12-inch range, heavy 2d6, strength 6, minus 1 AP, 1 damage, flamer type weapon. Because when you make an attack with this weapon, you don't roll a hit, it automatically scores a hit. So you essentially have a flamer on your sword. That's pretty powerful. Strength 6, that's nothing to scoff at. Now, the kicker for this guy, I think I've said that phrase already, is that he's got the Guardian Eternal. So anytime an attack is allocated to this model, you will be subtracting 1 from the damage, to a minimum of 1 of course. And your shield also provides you a 4-up invuln save. And when you're fighting in melee against this, you also get to reduce 1 from the hit roll. So basically, this guy is a tank. The shield makes him more survivable. Just him being a Dreadnought makes him more survivable, because of course we can't forget about Unyielding Ancient, that every time he loses a wound, essentially he's got a 6-up feel no pain. So this guy's going to be alive for a long time. 9 wounds, toughness 7, 2-up save, 4-up invuln with damage reduction, like if you're hitting him reduction. Yeah, this guy's a beast. Also, another thing to note with all these Dreadnoughts, they all have the Explode ability. So when they are destroyed, you roll a d6, and if you roll a 6, each unit within 6 inches suffers d3 mortal wounds. So potentially, if your enemy does kill you, there is a slight chance that you could kill him back by the explosion. Now, when we look at the Contemptor Achilus, a lot of these things are the same thing, such as the Explode ability, the Eternal Guardian ability, the Unyielding Ancient. However, this one has an Automantic Shielding ability, which isn't as great as the shield of the Galatus, but it does give him a 5-up invuln save. In my opinion, it's better than nothing. Now, when we look at the actual weapons, the Dread Spear, in my opinion, is a lot better, because in melee, it doubles your strength. So now you're at strength 14, doing minus 3 armor penetration with a crazy amount of damage. The damage is D3 plus 3. So right off the bat, this guy can be doing 6 wounds per attack at strength 14, and you have 5 attacks with this guy base. So yeah, he's gonna be even more of a monster / vehicle killer than the Galatus. But again, that Dread Spear you can also use in the shooting phase, which gives him a range of 24 inches. It's a heavy 2, strength 8, minus 2 AP, 3 damage weapon. So yeah, in my opinion, this is the better of the attackers. You're going to be doing work no matter what. However, I do believe that the Achilles will go down a little bit quicker, but he's going to do more damage faster than that of the Galatus. And now for the additional weapons that he can have, he has the twin Adrathic Destructor, which is a range 18, assault 2, strength 5, minus 3 AP, 3 damage weapon. In my opinion, this is the better of all the secondary weapons you can equip them with, because strength 5 minus 3 AP, 3 damage just flat is really good. Now if you want to make him similar to the Galatus, you can give him an Infernus Incinerator, which is a heavy 12 or a heavy D6 12-inch range flamer at strength 6, minus 1 AP, doing 1 damage. Again, you're not rolling a hit, they automatically hit. Or you can go with the Lastrum Stormbolter, which gives you the most range at 24 inches. It is a rapid fire 2, strength 5, minus 1 AP, 1 damage. So if you need to fight against hordes, I'd say probably the Lastrum Stormbolter will give you the most versatility because you get the most amount of shots. But this guy isn't really meant to go against hordes. You really want to hit this guy at a monstrous creature, a vehicle, that kind of thing. Now, one thing of note, stratagem-wise, is that these guys can take the Eternal Penitent stratagem for a single command point, Basically what this means is that you use this before the battle starts to give any Custody Dreadnought an additional attack and the ability to reroll charges. This is really good. This pretty much may be an auto include, because where these Dreadnoughts shine is not in the shooting phase. You really want to get them in combat so they can get those massive damage attacks on the enemy, and to have an additional attack and the ability to reroll charges is phenomenal. You may want to put these guys in the teleportarium, so that way when they come down, there's no really fear of them getting shot, because you'll be 9 inches away from the enemy and you can re-roll that charge if you fail it the first time. So it's just an all-out, almost auto-include if you're focusing on these dreads. So all in all, these two units are very strong, very intimidating looking, because the sculpt is just chef's kiss. Probably one of my favorite Contemptor sculpts of all. And they're super strong in combat, super resistant, more so the Galatus than the Achilus, but seeing a freaking Dreadnought holding a spear is pretty badass. So I'm always one to take these into battle. I've had these guys for a long time, and they're really strong. They really showcase the might and the destructive capability of the Emperor's finest. So with that being said, guys, thank you for listening, thank you for watching the video. Let me know what you guys think about the Galatus and the Achilus variants of the Contemptors for the Adeptus Custodes. Once again, guys, if you like what we do here at One Mind Syndicate, I would really appreciate it if you guys could hit that like button, hit the bell, subscribe, and get on the comment section commenting what you think about these two Dreadnoughts. Also, you can head on over to our Patreon page where you guys can pledge a simple $1, and that'll help us bring you 40k videos each and every day. And that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks again for watching. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll see ya next time. Peace.